Coming up on today's show, Bollinger reveals the B1 and B2 no-nonsense work trucks it hopes will get everyone off diesel for good. We learn, despite what Nissan has said in the past, that it's possible to put a 40 kilowatt-hour Nissan Leaf battery in an older Nissan Leaf, and an all-electric Corvette becomes the world's fastest street-legal electric car. Again. These stories and more coming next. It's time for another roundup in the world of cleaner, greener, safer and smarter transportation. Thanks, as always, for taking the time to join me. Also, thanks to the Electric Auto Association for sponsoring today's show. Find out how you can accelerate the electrification of transportation today at electricauto.org. Thursday this week, Detroit-based Bollinger officially revealed its B1 and B2 electric SUV and electric pickup truck. These two rugged all-wheel drive Class 3 trucks offer incredible off-road performance and load-carrying capability. They have a 4.5-second sprint time and all aluminium construction. While price hasn't yet been set, I can tell you that both trucks boast 614 horsepower, 7,500 pounds of towing capabilities, 5,200 pounds of payload, and a 120 kilowatt-hour battery pack. That promises nearly 200 miles of range. We're just a few days away from the end of the quarter, and as such, it's all hands on deck at Tesla to ensure as many cars get delivered to customers as possible before the start of October. According to a leaked email from Elon Musk to employees, it looks like Tesla is set yet again to break its delivery records, smashing the 100,000 vehicles in a quarter mark for the first time in the company's history. I'd love to know if you're getting a new Tesla this week, so make sure you leave a comment below if you are. A former production facility owned by General Motors in South Korea will become home to the production of the US spec Buyten Mbyte electric car. While the high-tech vehicle will be made in China for Chinese customers, the South Korean facility, now part of the Myeongshing Company, which I should note is a parts supplier to both Hyundai and Tesla, will make all US-destined Buyten Mbytes. This allows Buyten to completely circumvent any issues caused by the ongoing US-China trade war. In a few weeks' time, Volvo will officially unveil a fully electric version of its XC40 SUV, and this week it started the process of teasing out information for the same. Calling it one of the safest cars it's ever built, Volvo says the all-electric XC40 will feature a brand new advanced driver assistance system package that makes use of radars, cameras and ultrasonic sensors. While it doesn't specifically say so in the press release, this does seem to suggest its pre-reveal press material thinks that the XC40 will eventually get fully autonomous capabilities. For as long as the Nissan Leaf has been in production, owners of older, higher mileage cars have dreamt of the day when they could upgrade their car's battery pack to get the same range and capabilities as more modern Leafs, and there have been plenty of companies around the world trying to make that a reality. But for almost as long, Nissan has said that wasn't possible. Now, a European company called Muxsan has confirmed it's got 10 original Nissan Leafs driving around with 40 kilowatt-hour battery packs inside them. It's been made possible thanks to some clever spoofing of the original battery pack hardware and software, and while not available worldwide yet, it's said to cost approximately $10,000 or equivalent. Despite slow sales of its first-generation Mirai fuel cell sedan, as well as ongoing fuel shortages at hydrogen filling stations around the world caused by equipment failures and supply chain issues, Toyota has confirmed that it will be debuting its second-generation Mirai fuel cell sedan next year. Unlike the first-generation Toyota Mirai, which is almost exclusively hand-built, the second-generation Mirai will leverage economies of scale and will be much more mass-produced. We don't know yet what will happen in terms of filling stations, but remember Japan is very focused on hydrogen fuel cell vehicles right now, and the Mirai will be debuting at the next Olympics, which happens to be in Tokyo. Kanu, a Los Angeles company that you may remember by its former name of e-Velocity, has unveiled its first vehicle, the Kanu. But this isn't just another electric car company following in the tyre tracks of Tesla. This is a company that doesn't want you to buy an electric car, but rather lease it on subscription. And its first vehicle is rather different too. It's more of a futuristic vision of what a minivan could have been, or perhaps a re-envisaging of a Volkswagen microbus. There's no world on cost, but it promises a range of 250 miles per charge from an 80 kilowatt-hour battery pack. Tuning specialist Hennessy is known for its massively powerful versions of already powerful all-American muscle cars, sports cars and pickup trucks. But this week, the Texas-based tuning house announced it's going to be working on its first electric vehicle ever, the Porsche Taycan. The images released alongside the announcement certainly look the part, and initially the company says that most of the mods it's going to be doing will be related to styling or suspension and other handling matters. Eventually, though, it says it wants to tweak the motor and power electronics. Watch this space. SpaceX and Tesla have always had a symbiotic relationship, thanks to most of the two firms sharing the same CEO in Elon Musk. So far, that symbiotic relationship has seen Elon Musk's own original Roadster head to space with Starman at the wheel. But this week, we learned that Tesla is building battery packs for SpaceX's Starship prototype Mark I, a craft which will eventually lead to SpaceX's manned Mars missions. Aside from the kudos, there are some major cost savings to this partnership for both firms, a partnership which extends to other skills too, like welding. Tesla is making more Model 3 electric cars than ever before, and the overall quality of Model 3s rolling off the production line today is streets ahead of what it was a few years ago. But as Inside EVs detailed this week, a not insignificant number of Tesla Model 3 owners are reporting that their new cars are already rusting in certain parts of the fender and frame. The website has collated a large number of images from owners around the world, and the evidence does seem to suggest an issue. Hopefully, Tesla will rectify this problem ASAP, and I should note it does not appear to affect all cars. And now it's time for those shorts. The Charging Association has confirmed that it's developed a new CCS-based charging standard for commercial vehicles that will operate at power levels of more than 2 megawatts. This will charge a 1 megawatt-hour battery pack in 30 minutes or less. Italian motorcycle company Tastisa has unveiled a new electric model called the T Cruze. It looks like many other Street Fighter models out there, but this one uses a 5-speed gearbox to offer maximum efficiency and high performance. It will be offered with 2 different battery pack options. While the current US administration is busy with other things right now, Minnesota and New Mexico have become the latest states to adopt California's vehicle emission rules. While these rules are under attack from the EPA, more states adopting them makes it harder to kill them en masse. Tesla has completed its first body-in-white Model 3s at a new Chinese production facility. It's truly astonishing how quickly Tesla has got this facility ready for series production, and Tesla currently expects customers' cars to roll off the production line in just a few weeks. Rivian was in Seattle earlier this week at Amazon headquarters, showcasing some of its tricks of the R1T and R1S. Among them, voice-activated Amazon Alexa assistants, making it possible to unlock the hood or is at the front using just your voice. Fancy. Fremont police have clarified that a Model S police cruiser, which outlets had claimed had run flat during a pursuit, did not in fact run flat or out of charge. The decision to end the pursuit happened to be near a Tesla supercharger, but the police department says the decision was made out of public safety concerns, nothing else, and they'll be buying more Teslas. The Hyundai Kona Electric is getting some small tweaks for 2020, most of which you probably won't notice. But one is very important since it includes battery heaters on limited and higher level trim levels, improving winter range. Swiss automotive manufacturing company Fox Automotive says it's going to revive the long-dead Mia electric car. Best suited to city driving, the quirky bubble-like car has a central driving position and a pair of sliding doors. The Mia 2.0s will be made in Hungary. Northern Irish bus manufacturer Wrightbus, known for its battery electric and hydrogen fuel cell buses, has filed for bankruptcy and has been put under receivership. The company's future is uncertain, and I'm guessing the current political climate isn't helping all that much. Fiat Chrysler has said that it intends to start a massive vehicle-to-grid test programme using a fleet of 600 to 700 electric cars. It's signed up with Italian energy firm Terna. At the heart will be Fiat's second-generation Fiat 500 EV. Israeli firm Electrion has showcased its dynamic wireless charging system, which is used to provide 8.5 kilowatts of power to a Renault Zoe driving along a specially prepared section of road. It says ultimately 15 kilowatts of dynamic charging is within reach. The EPA, the same government agency which wants to take away California's right to sell its own tighter emissions for vehicles, has written to the state threatening to take away highway funding aid. Why? Because the air quality in the state is apparently too poor. And no, that's not a joke. EVgo and Uber have announced a partnership this week designed to get Uber drivers switching to electric cars. At the moment, it's essentially a pledge to support Uber drivers with charging infrastructure from EVgo's perspective, but eventually it will lead to wider collaboration between the two firms. Tesla has officially begun letting customers know how much data they're using in their electric cars to access the internet, stream music and live map data. It's all part of a switch to a paid model which will see future customers pay for monthly connectivity inside their Teslas. Chinese firm NIO posted second quarter figures this week, showing it just sold 3,353 sales and lost more than $478 million. The company's had a very rough year, to put it very mildly. And those are your short shorts. There will be more next week. It's now been more than 4 years since the Dieselgate scandal broke, but this past week, high-profile executives at several large automakers in Europe have been charged with market manipulation and other illegal, nefarious activities. Various Fiat Chrysler, Daimler and Volkswagen executives have all been charged by authorities this week, including Volkswagen's current CEO, Herbert Diess. Investigations are still going on into many automakers' involvement in Dieselgate, and honestly I don't think this will be the last we see or hear of this massive industry-wide scandal. And finally, the C7 Chevrolet Corvette is a fast car. A very fast car, and it's usually the epitome of high-speed, high-octane fun, for those who like that kind of thing. But this week, the Genovation GXE, an all-electric sports car based on the C7 Vet, had set another record, becoming the fastest electric road-legal car, hitting 210 miles per hour, 210.2 miles per hour at a standing mile. It beat its previous record, which it set last year when it was still a prototype. You will be able to buy one, but it will cost you $750,000, plus you'll have to buy your own C7 Corvette. So not cheap then. And on that note, it's the end of this week's show. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to help us make more videos like this, please do comment and subscribe, send us a couple of dollars our way every month through Patreon, feed our coffee habit with Ko-fi, or visit our swag store. Thanks to the Electric Auto Association for sponsoring today's news roundup, advocating and educating the world about electric vehicles since 1967. The Electric Auto Association believes the future depends on us going electric today. Find out how to become an EV educator for yourself, discover a local monthly meetup, or just talk to real-world EV owners about what it's like to drive on electrons by going to electricauto.org. We are members of the EAA and we are proud to support this great non-profit. I'll be back next week with more great content for you all to enjoy, but until then, behave yourselves. Thank you for putting up with my very jet-lagged presentation today. It's 7 p.m. and I've been up since 2 a.m. Don't forget to be better, kinder and smarter with one another. Keep evolving.